Woohoo! We're live. Welcome to this really exciting training about how to discover your niche to create a profitable online business. Now, vipkid lit a little bit of a fire underneath us with this awesome event. So I'm going to read a little bit from the event. I don't know how to share my screen doing a live. I need to figure out how to use all of the different tech settings. But let's see, setup, start share screen. Don't know how to do that. So let me just read it to you, and I'll paste all of the links I talk about in the comments. So it says they're hosting a teacher summer market where teachers can share their small businesses with the vipkid community. For a week in August, you can feature your non-vipkid goods and services on the 6 Apple special event page. There's something special about a farmer's market. We know several of our teachers run their own small businesses, so anyone who has a healthy dose of entrepreneurial spirit can submit their application. Here's the timeline. So it started yesterday, it opened yesterday, and it goes until the 22nd. That's how long you have to submit this application. They are only going to select a few entrepreneurs and businesses, only a few. They're only selecting a few. And you don't, so I'm gonna paste this real quick in the comments. Okay, do you see that link I just pasted in the comments? landing.vipkid.com. So there's the details for it. So the FAQ, it says anyone with a small business or those who are in the process of creating one, that's the exciting line, can apply. You can sell services or virtual goods. So physical things like teaching props, mason jar aquariums, painted rocks, wreaths, anything like that. Or it's something that you've manufactured with a third party. And I actually have something really exciting for you. I'm good friends with Dana Johnson, who runs the ESL boutique. I said, Dana, we need to help teachers start their own businesses, but I know a lot of them are going to ask, like, well, Etsy, I want to start an Etsy shop. Can that be done in a week? And so Dana actually this morning hustled, and she put together 2 free resources that I'm going to give to you if you're in this training. The first is a list of passive income ideas for products on Etsy. So things that you can easily sell on Etsy. There's really no startup cost to get started on Etsy, and that you can advertise on this event. The second she's working on, if you sign up for her list, you get that for free, and then she'll email you later with a checklist of how to set up your Etsy shop within the next week. So she's amazing, but we're really passionate about helping teachers start their own online businesses. So if you've ever wanted to sell a physical product, like you have a really good idea for a t-shirt or a prop, her worksheet is going to teach you how to use a drop shipper also, so that it runs very seamlessly and is basically passive income. Or if you have services like counseling, classes for language like Spanish or Swahili, my online course, I've already submitted my application because I would love more teachers to join Teacher Career Academy. It said they're hoping to find between 6 and 10 teachers, but they plan to host more of these in the future. No fees. They'll provide us with the platform free of charge in order to connect entrepreneurial teachers within the vipkid community. Isn't that awesome? This is a crazy good opportunity. So the reason this is so good, I want you guys to think about Feedback Panda. Feedback Panda is like my favorite because it's such a good idea. And it's such a good example of what can be achieved even in our own community. Danielle was a vipkid teacher, opera singer before that, and feedback was overwhelming her. So her and her boyfriend created that app. She was making close to $50,000 a month when it was bought out by an investment firm. She only served online ESL teachers because she was one of them. She knew the need, she knew their pain point, she created a problem for it, and it sold. She didn't have to market. It was word of mouth through Facebook groups. Just your own little vipkid community, you have that potential. So I'm going to walk you through some steps that will help you discover it. I also have a worksheet for you. Let me get you that link real quick. If you follow along this link right now, it's going to have you put in your email address. When you submit, go put your name and email address. Then it's going to email you. And when you click confirm, you'll get this worksheet right now, the worksheet that I created specifically for this training. So the link is in the comments, the bit.ly/your golden niche. Do you like that play on words? If you like Harry Potter, like golden snitch, golden niche. We're going to find your golden niche, just like Feedback Panda. That was a golden opportunity that solved a real problem. And businesses that solve problems are the most successful. It's called a why-based business. There's a famous anthropologist named Simon Sinek, and he wrote a book about this. The companies that are most innovative are surrounded by a why, not a what. They're not desperate to get a product out. They're desperate to solve a problem for people. That's what I'm all about. That's what my course is all about. Creating a why-based business, because those are the ones that are surviving. I listened to a podcast actually about a teacher who created digital services to help people become virtual assistants. So to work for companies or work for entrepreneurs and handle email, handle marketing. So she has training to help you learn those skills. Her goal was to make $500,000 this year in 2020. She's already surpassed that, even with COVID. So online businesses are the solution to all of these frustrating problems. They're doing fine. Let's see, I don't see the second link for the worksheet. Okay, so far I've only posted one. I want you to hang around to the end, and then I'm going to post the other link for Dana's, which is specifically about Etsy. The reason I'm waiting for the end is because I don't think everyone's gonna wanna do Etsy and a physical product. So once we go through this is gonna help you decide if that's for you. I'm gonna paste that, and then if it's for you, you go get that worksheet. This is also going to be recorded and posted on my page, so you can come back and get it later if you can't hang around. No pressure, I don't wanna pressure anyone. So this is actually close to the same information I teach in my course in the first module. It's all about mindset and then also discovering the skills and talents you already have that you can turn into a business. So let's jump in. We're gonna go to my whiteboard. I finally figured out my whiteboard, friends. If you were here last week, you knew I didn't really have that figured out. So we're gonna talk about mindset first. A lot of us did not go to business school. You don't have an MBA. In fact, you know nothing about business, and that's totally okay. Tony Robbins said that being an entrepreneur is 80% mindset, 20% mechanics. And there's a really good book right here called Atomic Habits. I talk about this nonstop. So in the beginning of this book, the author talks about how, let me see if I can find this quote. It's all about identity. He says, behavior that is incongruent with the self will not last. You may want more money, but if your identity is someone who consumes rather than creates, then you'll continue to be pulled towards spending rather than earning. You may want better health, but if you continue to prioritize comfort over accomplishment, you'll be drawn to relaxing rather than training. This is the same concept for business. It's one thing to say I'm the type of person who wants this. It's something very different to say I'm the type of person who is this. And he said, when your behavior and your identity are fully aligned, you are no longer pursuing behavior change. You're simply acting like the type of person you already believe yourself to be. And he talks about this in terms of business. Nobody was born an entrepreneur. You just have to start telling yourself. You can constantly self-edit your identity. You don't just be nervous and not tell your family because you're so nervous and this is just a hobby. This is just a side gig. You have to say, no, I am a business owner. I am creating a business. If you accept that identity, then your actions will be in alignment with business owner. So if you, this is that mindset work that's so important that Tony Robbins says is 80%. I really think it's imposter syndrome and self-doubt kills more businesses than are started. Most people quit, and it's because of that self-doubt. I posted something on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm Angela Grams. But did you know the Wright brothers didn't even graduate from high school? They're like the fathers of modern aviation. That's debatable, but they were still like geniuses when it came to creating airplanes. They didn't graduate from high school. What if they were like, well, I didn't really go to aviation school, or like, I don't know, I didn't even graduate high school. How far behind would we be in aviation without them, right? Self-doubt kills so much. All you need is passion. All you need is passion. It doesn't matter if you have the qualifications. Everything is figure outable. You can figure it all out. It's all about that mindset. So if you have a passion idea, you know this will help people. Hang on to that. Hang on to that like the Wright brothers did. Identify as a business owner. Tell yourself, I'm starting a business. This is not a hobby. This is a side gig. I love this quote too. If you treat something like a hobby, you'll get hobby results. If you treat something like a business, you'll get business results. So I really just want you to adopt that mindset that this is not just a hobby. This is something that you believe in and will help people. Again, think of Feedback Panda, how much that helped a lot of people who are missing payment for classes or spending so much extra time on feedback, unpaid time, right? We love this job and the flexibility and the money, but it can be exhausting, especially when that stuff adds up. She solved a real problem. So let's move into number 2. That's the mindset I want you to remember. I want you to self-identify as an entrepreneur. Anyone can be an entrepreneur. Forget business school, forget your MBA. Anyone can be a business owner. You have to learn the real skills that are happening right now. Choose mentors. Choose mentors like me, or Dana, who's doing Etsy, or Danielle, who did Feedback Panda. Choose a mentor who's done what you want to do and have them show you their way. You don't have to go to business school to be an entrepreneur. You just got to find your passion and figure out how to turn it to a business. So the first thing is identifying that mindset. Okay, the second is skills, hobbies, or transformation. This is awesome. So especially the transformation part. I need to figure out how to share my screen, because when I lived in Richmond, let me tell you a story about when I lived in Virginia, when we were really, really poor and we were on food stamps and I really needed a new car and I was so tired. I was on medication for postpartum anxiety and I heard about VIP Kid and I started with VIP Kid And I was like, I was still really tired, but it solved a huge problem for me. So then I was part of my local moms group called Ask Midlothian Moms. And I just went through and found all these. I can't tell you how many posts there were, especially anonymous. You know how you can like submit to the moderators, they can be anonymous. It was like, what do you guys do for extra income? There's a teacher who was like, I don't make enough to cover, I need to make an extra $1,000 a month to cover my student loan payment. Someone else, the hubby got laid off. I'm a single mom. And it was like all of these, what do I do? What do I do? How do I make extra income? I can't afford childcare. And there's my little comment under every single one. I work for vipkid. I work for vipkid. What about vipkid? What about vipkid? It was awesome. So pay attention. So I'm going to talk about 2 and 3 here. Transformation is what you can sell. It's what you can turn into a business. So my transformation was I basically what they were about to go through, what they needed to go through. I had gone through it. So that's what I could tell them about. So right now, and if you have that worksheet, the first thing I want you to think about are the skills you have, and they don't have to be related to your degree. Maybe you're a fantastic public speaker. Maybe you are a really good writer. You blog on the side. You could write an ebook. Hobbies. Maybe you, so there's this other example. I read this in a Forbes article. There's this couple, Jocelyn and Shane Sams. She was an elementary school librarian and he was a high school football coach. She created elementary school librarian lesson plans and he created high school football playbooks, and they started selling those online as digital products and started making like 30 to 40 grand a month. And now they do business coaching as well as sell those products. Like, holy cow. This is all about taking the skills you already have and using it to help other people who need it. That's what the why-based business is about. And how rewarding is that? Like, you are literally helping people get the transformation that you already did. There are still people on the other side who are struggling, who need this, who needed help with feedback, who needed help like vipkid offered them, who needed lesson plans. But think outside the box. Remember, this event is not necessarily teaching related. I'm actually, this is a little bit of a reveal, working on an ebook for, sorry, no, not sorry to the men, because this is normal, pelvic floor strength. So I don't know if you guys know my background, it's in exercise and wellness, and I worked as an ASM certified personal trainer, but since having babies, there's a whole new set of muscles that I never learned to strengthen that I had to learn on my own. And so I learned a lot about women's health, how to strengthen your pelvic floor, and there's exercises you can do that don't make you sweat, don't really build up get your heart rate up, but they really help strengthen those muscles, right? So I want to create an ebook about that. That has nothing to do with teaching, but a lot of teachers are moms, so that could help a lot of women who run and don't want to have problems with running. You know what I mean? So I want you to think about any of these. Maybe cooking. Did you learn how to go from ordering takeout every night to learning how to cook simple meals? Did you learn how to, I don't know, think outside the box, get really creative. The step 3, and you can do this at the same time, is define your ICA. ICA stands for your ideal customer avatar. This is important when you create, so on this registration page for the 6th Apple special event, it asks if you have a video for your product or service. When you make that video, you want to be speaking to your perfect customer. That's your ICA, your ideal customer avatar. So when you need to define this, write this down. What does that person look like? What does that person dream of? What are those person's goals? What transformation do they want? Do they have a family? Are you talking to parents? Are they digital nomads who really want to fund travels and travel all the time? So you need to define who you're talking to. So that's where, yes, thanks, Dana. Dana's ICA equals ideal customer avatar. So this is where my example from my mom's group was perfect, because your ICA is often a previous version of yourself. So all of those moms who are like, my husband's not making money, my kids are little, I need to pay off debt. What do you do? Help, I'm stretched too thin. That was me. That was me before I found vipkid. So think about their pain points. The people in your circles, the people who are interested in the hobbies and skills that you have, what are their pain points? How do you find that out? Join Facebook groups. Where do people hang out? Where does your ICA hang out? For me, it was Facebook groups. Now, don't go in there self-promoting. That's against most rules. You're going there to learn how to actually serve people. You're listening to them complain. Listen for keywords like vent or help or struggle or complain, pain, right? You're looking for pain points so that you can use your expertise to solve it and create a business to solve it. Then we're going into step 4, which is researching and validating. Now, For this specific event, this might not be as relevant. You're putting yourself in front of a very specific audience, which is why this is a golden opportunity. Like I mentioned about Feedback Panda, this was their same audience, VIP Kid teachers. She sold through VIP Kid Teacher Group word of mouth and sold it for millions of dollars. Like, you are getting in front of a niche. The niches are in the riches. So the more specific your audience, the easier it is to talk to them, to make your video that speaks right to them. I know you're tired. I know you have this and this. And they're going to be like, yes, I am. You want people to say, yes. You want to tell a story, to tell the experience you're offering and have them say, yes, I need that, right? Then it's not selling at all. You're literally creating a solution to their problem. And that's the whole idea behind the mindset and a why-based business. You don't have to get salesy. You're not push products, right? You have a why-based business. You're solving a problem. So let's talk about researching and validation. This can be important, especially if you're starting like an Etsy shop. You don't want to step on other people's toes as far as designs and whatnot. But that's also important. Research and validate go hand in hand. So what you can do if you have an idea. So maybe your idea, do you guys have any ideas? I want to give you a specific example. Let me think of an idea. Let's come up with a business idea right now and let's figure it all out. Let's do a case study. What could your golden business idea be? Any ideas? Any suggestions? Let's use, I don't know, writing an ebook. How about writing an ebook like Ed Nace? Ed Nace wrote an ebook that has done really well and helped a lot of people. So let's say you're a great writer. You have case studies or personal experiences that you would like to put into an ebook that you feel will really help people in whatever way. So now it's time to research. So you go to Google first and you start typing keywords related to your book idea or related to your business, whatever it is. Let's use Jocelyn Sams as an example. Elementary library lesson plans. See what's out there. If there's something out there already, which there probably is, that's fine. That means there's a demand for it. Remember, when you're building a why-based business, you are positioning yourself as the expert. So it doesn't matter if there's competition out there. This is why when I was in Club Orange, which I don't like, and I don't like to talk about that, but other YouTubers who I'm friends with, we're not each other's competition because people watch our videos because of us, because they like our teaching style, and we attract different people. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So don't be discouraged by competition. Don't see it as competition. Pay attention to the competition in a research way, a research-minded way that directs you to how you're going to show up uniquely, if that makes sense. So do your research and focus on how you can put your unique spin, your unique story, your unique transformation on it. So I get people emailing me who find a video that mentions dental school and be like, my husband's in dental school too. Like, people relate to me in a certain way. How are people going to relate to you? Why should they choose you? This is what your research is about. There's going to be competition, but why should they choose you? Now let's talk about validating your idea. You think your idea is good. We all think our own idea is good, but you're not your customer. So you have to validate this with your ICA. So how do you validate your business idea with your ICA? Well, we talked about going where they are, right? You can network in Facebook groups without promoting. You can just make friends that way, especially on Instagram. Use hashtags, find other VIP Kid teachers, OutSchool teachers, GoGo Kid teachers, online teachers. Start following people and they'll follow you back. And then go in your stories. Use your stories to validate and say, I'm thinking of creating something, and then have a poll, have a yes or no question. Would you rather have an ebook or video training? And then have them select. Do validation training using social media, but connect with your ICA that way, through Facebook groups and through Instagram hashtags. Use social media to do validate. You can do a poll on Facebook and ask, I'm looking for people interested in strengthening their pelvic floor. Would you be interested in a product that helps you strengthen your pelvic floor? If so, would you prefer a PDF ebook or video training? Find out what they would be, how they would like to learn. In the worksheet that I have linked above, I also have you considering the way that you teach better. There's no sense in you writing an ebook if you are I can't swear, crappy writer. If you're not a good writer, it takes you forever. It's a waste of your time. You don't like criticism when it comes to your writing, so you don't want to get it edited. Writing is not for you. So you need to find a happy medium between what they want, but what you can do well. If those things aren't married, if those things don't mesh, then you're going to miss the mark. has to be what they want and need, and it has to be delivered in a high quality way. There is no point in, I am very against people just throwing things out there to try to make money. If it does not provide value, if it does not create a transformation for your ICA, it's not worth doing. I strongly believe that. I think right now the environment favors entrepreneurs, but it favors entrepreneurs who do it right. You have to show up right. You want people to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're selling this for this price, or they're doing this. You want to over deliver on value always. Your business has to over deliver. Okay. So you've researched, you've paid attention to their pain points. You've looked in these Facebook groups about them venting. I wish, does anyone know how? What solution? Can you help with this? Pay attention to the pain points. And then match that up with something that you know. Then you validate it. Ask them specifically. Do not move forward if you haven't researched and validated, or else you will waste a lot of time and miss the mark. There's no sense in spending all this time, money, resources into a business that isn't validated and people won't buy. I mean, the whole goal of creating an online business is, one, to make an impact on teachers, but two, to also give you that lifestyle you want. You can make passive income through an Etsy shop or through selling digital services, right? That's what I want for you. But these won't happen. If you don't make an impact, you won't make the money, and vice versa. It has to have impact. It has to have value. And it has to be validated. It has to be what they need. The last step is to create your offer. So in your research, you need to also see what similar items are being priced for. It doesn't mean you have to price them the same. You're adding your own value to it. And you will create your sales video. So in the 6 Apple special event, it asks you to create a video. You explain your price, you explain your value. And I highly recommend you stack the value and then underprice it. Stack the value, tell them you get this, you get this, you get this, or this is originally this cost, but you get it for this because you're a teacher. And in the form, it says, are you willing to give VIP teachers your best rate? And I put yes. I created a special discount code for VIP teachers for my course, but I haven't opened that up for selling yet. But anyway, yeah, VIP teachers are who are my people, right? So make sure you stack the value. Don't underprice it, because then you'll attract people who don't really need it. If you want good reviews, if you want people who are really going to put in, this is specifically about services. If you want serious people, then you need to price it accordingly. Serious people will pay the price it's worth. People who aren't that serious about it, but see it's a good deal, will buy it and might ignore it. And you don't want that, right? You want to attract your ICA. And that means creating an offer that reflects its value. Selling is tricky. I don't think I'm a good salesperson at all. And pricing things is really frustrating because I think it's a teacher thing. We want to like give everything away. I just want to like give everything away. Like my course, I've invested thousands of dollars. Like I've paid all the teachers who are in it. And I'm like, I'm struggling with the price, but then I've gotten the advice from the teachers, from Danielle Simpson, from other business mentors who are like, no, if this is going to help people the way you believe it is, then you need to price it for the people who seriously want the transformation. So keep that in mind. If you want to offer one-on-one coaching, maybe you want to offer mentoring for whatever, price it accordingly that will attract the people who will use the services seriously, if that makes sense. As far as products are concerned, Etsy. Okay, let's jump back to Etsy. If you have a great idea for a prop, a great idea for a shirt, apparel, background, it doesn't even have to be teaching related, right? If you have a good idea for whatever, this is going to help you. So I have this passive income ideas worksheet from Dana, the ESL boutique Dana. I just pasted it in the comments, bit.ly/Etsy shop setup checklist. This checklist is huge. There's a ton of just product ideas, tons of product ideas. If you get that, it's free. If you get that, so when you sign up for that, you'll immediately get the passive income ideas to help get your brain, I don't know, maybe you have skills, hobbies, and a transformation that you didn't realize, and that list will just help spark ideas. So sign up for that list. And then later, if you sign up for that list, she'll have your email address. She'll email you the checklist for step-by-step how to start an Etsy shop within the week. So we want so many teachers to start businesses. So I was like, Dana, I don't know how to start an Etsy shop. I need you to teach them how to do it. Put something together. She was like, that's not a lot of time. I was like, but I don't care. So I was like, for now, we'll just get you on her list, and she's working on that. Okay. I was even like, I'm going to start an Etsy shop because there's a lot of really good ideas on that list. I signed up for it. So I hope this was helpful. Create a product or a service based on the skills, hobbies, and transformation that you have gone through or you have yourself right now. You don't need any more training. You need nothing. You just need to consider the skills and hobbies that you already have that other people want. Use the worksheet that I pasted here in the comments to take you through to really think about it. If you're writing it down, it makes it real. So I'm going to paste that again. It's bit.ly/your-golden-niche. Use that worksheet to discover what you already have that you can turn into a business. Then I want you to do your research to find your ICA. Well, who could use this transformation? Who could use these products? Who is this for? Picture them while you're creating any copy, while you're creating your website, while you're creating your emails, while you're working on a video, whatever it is, speak to them. Speak right to them so that they hear you and they're like, yes, I need that. Perfect. So glad that's a thing. Right? Research your competition to come up with your pricing, but also to figure out how you can present it in your own unique way. Your vibe attracts your tribe. There is no such thing. Go to the grocery store. Look at how many different types of shampoo there are, right? Because different type of people want a different type of product. Even there's different within the same like category. There's like tons of different brands that offer like shampoo for dry hair. There's not just one type of shampoo for dry hair, but it's about their approach, it's about their price point, but it's also about how they tell their story, like how they personify their brand. That's really important. So research and validate and decide when you're creating your offer how you're going to personify your brand in a way that sets you apart from your competition and really speaks to your ICA. Remember, this is all about creating a why-based business. Those will be the most successful. Those are the ones that can innovate when things like COVID happens. Online businesses are rocking it. A lot of them are exceeding their annual goals during 2020. Every teacher is an online teacher now, right? 2020 is the time to create businesses around helping teachers. So remember to have that mindset. You can be a teacherpreneur. Get it out of your head that you need any type of business training or degree to have a business. You don't need it. You just need a process. You need a passion. You need to see the pain points, and then you need to figure out a solution for them. Research, show up in your own way, then create your offer around the value, right? Create your offer, but show up. Do not underprice. You price what that's worth because people will pay for it if they really need it. If you're really speaking to your ICA and you know the value of that product, you know this is an investment for them, do not underprice and give things away, teachers. No more settling for less than we deserve. No more, okay? I hope this was super helpful. I hope you get that worksheet and fill it out and really think about it. Anyone can be an entrepreneur. If I can do it, you can do it. I promise. I changed my major like 6 times during under. You know what? My Facebook memories last week popped up a post and it was like, all right, friends, I've already changed my major 4 times, but now I've decided I'm either gonna stick with psychology or change to nursing. I didn't graduate in either of those. Those posts made me laugh so hard. I got my degree in exercise and wellness. I was pre-law. I did music theory. I did psychology. What else did I do? Oh my gosh, civil engineering. I actually did a whole semester of civil engineering classes. So indecisive. But the whole time I was like teaching piano lessons on my own. I worked for Owlet Baby Monitors and their marketing company and writing for their blog. I wrote for a magazine called Healthy Magazine. I've always been entrepreneurial. And then I always just like I identified as an entrepreneur until I read this book and was like, I've literally been doing this. I've literally worked for myself from home for like 10 years. Just because I didn't get a degree doesn't mean I'm not. I am. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an online business owner. Woohoo. Once I adopted that, then I started making actions like this that align with that mindset. It's less about like, I want this and like, I am this. I show up in that way. So you're entrepreneurs, friends. Just tell yourself that. It's all you have to do. Tell yourself that. Again, I'm going to do this again. This is so important. Tell yourself that. This is not a hobby, right? You have skills and transformations, talents, ideas that will change other people's lives and that they'll pay for once you find them. Find them and find what they need. Research, show up on your own as your own entity, as your own personified brand, and then create your offer and get it in front of them using this 6 Apple special event. At that point, you're welcome to join my course, Teacher Career Academy, where I show teachers how to scale. We talk about Facebook ads, we talk about designing websites and showing up on social media, again, as an entrepreneur, as an authority in your field. This is not open yet. You can get on the wait list. I don't know how you get on the wait list. teachercareeracademy.com, I think. I'll open the teacher. I'm going to open the cart probably in 2 weeks, and give a special price to the people who are my founding students, since this is my first time doing this. But again, in Teacher Career Academy, you have Daniel Simpson there. Dana's part of my course. Michael Ben's part of my course. And Nace's part of my course. Tamika's part of my course. The girls from the Good Fortune Box, this course, like all of these online teacherpreneurs were like, yes, things are changing. We need to help the teachers. So anyway, that's what this course is all about. So get on that wait list. Use these free printables from me and Dana to help you. And please share, like when you sign up for the 6th Apple special event, take a picture and share it. I want to see who they pick. They're only picking 6 to 10 people submitted, so hopefully I'm there too. But it said they'll do it again. So still use this sense of urgency to do it now, because then you'll just be ready for the next round. And in the meantime, you don't have to use them. You can still figure out how to be on Etsy, which Etsy brings customers to you, right? Or you can figure out how to do digital services and create a website, create social media around it, get in those Facebook groups. All right, friends, that's all. I'm going to save this video. Keep the comments and questions coming. I show up here every Friday. Every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to do some type of online business or online teaching training. So I hope you join me. Make sure you like this page. Join my email list as well. If you sign up for that printable, I'll put you on my email list, because I send out a reminder on Thursday, like I'm going live tomorrow, and I tell you what we're talking about. And I also accept suggestions. What do you want to know about? I'm happy to come up and figure it out for you, talk to you about it. So anyways, on that note, go forth, do good, do well, and happy teaching.